The first fact one learns about Canowindra is that it is not Canowindra, it is Canowindra. Referring to it as the former is liable to get you thrown out of town. The second fact is that it is a very historical town and that the entire main street is heritage listed. Located almost on the edge of the outback, it is a service centre for the surrounding farmlands. Ben Hall, the notorious bushranger, was a frequent visitor to the area and in 1863 held up the entire town, forcing them into the village inn for a party. The party went on for 3 days. People in this town sure know how to party. But wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Like all country towns, its heart and soul is in its Anzac Day observances. Country folk place a higher value on their traditions than their city cousins. The memories of the last war are never far away in Canowindra, for it was in nearby Cowra that in August 1944 the Japanese prisoners of war staged their mass breakout. 4 Australian guards and 231 prisoners died on that terrible night. Some of the escapees even made it as far as Canowindra, and one fellow seeking what to him was an honourable death lay down on the railway line with his head on the rail seeking a swift decapitation. What he did not know was that the train wasn't due for another 3 days. Canowindra's claim to fame, however, lies somewhere else, and part of it is the annual Mardi Gras. Now this Mardi Gras is not about sequins and bare bottoms like that Sydney one. Here the guys show off their tractors, and their favourite cars, and their utes. And what are these machines coming down the main street belching fire? Is it a new weapon in the war against flies and mozzies? It is to be hoped that the shopkeepers are up to date with their fire insurance. The purpose of the machines reveals itself in the early morning light, before sunrise in fact, for Canowindra stages Australia's largest hot air balloon festival. Every April, balloon enthusiasts gather in this small country town to show off their latest creations and to compete with one another. One of the balloons, the Kookaburra, is even owned by the townspeople. Going aloft in one of these fragile creations is not without its hazards, but coming down is definitely in the high-risk zone, and one hears tales of landings in fields full of wet cowpats, in sewage ponds, and one unfortunate finished up in a field where the farmer kept his very aggressive prize bull. Balloons, having returned from fields afar, now have their own part to play as a climax to the evening's entertainment. One might wonder what Ben Hall would have made of all this. The answer to that is easy. He would have joined the party.
The spree was over, our trick was all knocked down. Sold down Matilda's, we turned the backs on town. The girls served a nobler as we sadly waved goodbye. We tramped from Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. We tramped from Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. The road to Gundagai, 1 mile from Gundagai. Yes, we tramped from Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai.